What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Douyu Cup. We got Game 2 between VG.Potential and TerrorBlade on the way, as VG, they pretty much just ball lightninged through TerrorBlade in Game 1, completely crushed them. And, well, we'll see if TerrorBlade can finally get their first win. I feel like I'm going to be saying that, well, potentially a couple more times today, as TerrorBlade have another set afterwards. But I'm Mikelorus, going to be joined by Heflamoke for this second and, well, last game of this series. And it looks like it's going to be a rather similar early ban phase, although Tusk is going to get the boot this time. You're still muted. You done did it wrong, dude. You're muted.
Sorry. There we go. So yeah, I mean, it is pretty much needed that the Tusk is actually getting banned out. But then again, if you put two cores in there, there is place for a Lashrak, there is place for a Gyrocopter, and also the Clockwork. Pretty much one of the most favorite heroes to be picked or banned by the Chinese team. So we're gonna have a hookshot on top of all of that. I'm looking forward how the Lashrak is actually gonna be here as a core. I mean, we had a Storm Spirit last game. It might still be an option now. Now, for example, played by TerrorBlade. Let's see.
And just getting some initiation is so important. We also Clockwork banned, Spiritbreaker banned in the last game, and Storm Spirit picked. I expect one of those, or I guess one of the two remaining heroes, to be involved in this game in some way, maybe even both. TerrorBlade opening up with the Gyrocopter Rubik, a pretty nice 1-2 punch, especially when you're going up against a Clockwork. Being able to force him out of his cogs, protect someone like a Gyrocopter, super nice, and also lift heroes into the Rocket Barrage. Well, you could probably do the math there, but Spiritbreaker looking pretty good for TerrorBlade at this point. Storm Spirit, again, they'll be walking into Storm Spirit into a Lashrak, which wasn't really a problem for VG.Potential last game because of that early triple kill that the Storm Spirit got. But I think outside of that, you'd still expect the Storm Spirit to have a really rough time versus the Lashrak in general.
Yep, definitely. So at the moment, they focus pretty much on potential offlaners, at least for one side. VG Gaming, of course, still wants to, I don't know, somehow get that out of the way for TerrorBlade. By the way, they forgot to assign their team, didn't they? Yeah, they did. Okay, well, I guess we survived this one. Roamers being banned out, like one of them, the second potential roamer would have been the Bounty Hunter. I'm not sure if the Bounty Hunter is really worth that ban. After all, the Bounty Hunter is mostly just as successful as you let him be.
5 seconds remaining.
It was
because last game
they
we
were
actually
well
saw
prepared for the bounty last game. Like, they had dust
Yeah,
all the time.
exactly.
They had sentries. The fact that Bounty Hunter did well is only because the rest of the team on VG did well. And Bounty Hunter was there for the experience, there for level 6, and then kind of got out of control from there.
Yeah, it was not the Bounty Hunter that actually like tipped this game. It was the performance of the other players. Yes, of course, the Bounty Hunter scouted some things out, but that's like naturally what happens if you have a Bounty Hunter. But he was not crazy fast with the track, and then I don't know, he didn't really prepare those fights. It was, I don't know, like 20 minutes. It felt like it was really just a one-man team, Wrecking Ball, aka Storm Spirit. Anyway, so but before that we saw some impact of the Bounty Hunter, but not the greatest. They ban out the Storm Spirit, which is probably a good thing to do, because I think VG Gaming, they don't even need a physical core. They could have just banned, they could have just, yeah, go for a Lashrak and a Storm Spirit core, double magic, why not?
Alright, so let's see what TerrorBlade are going to pick up after this. Lina combo with the Rubik last game didn't end up really well, but they could still go for that right now. Like, VG Gaming, the Lashrak, if you're going to cut through him, you need lots of burst damage, and they already have a good amount, but Lina seems like a relatively decent pick here. Great heroes as far as zoning the Clockwork out. Rubik and Alina together as support heroes. Just poking a lane is really, really annoying to deal with as a clock. So I'm liking that pick here for TerrorBlade. Got it. 100% success rate.
Dire team pick.
Yep, the Lina or the Witch Dog, that's what I would have said, like if they go for a second support here. A big question mark is still there for the offline. I'm not so sure what they're gonna pick. And VG Gaming, well, I was questioning if they go for the Bounty Hunter or not, like as in a ban, but yeah, apparently they do. They want to go for it again, which is this time maybe not so successful because yeah, the Bounty Hunter can't prepare ready for a Storm Spirit zipping in, but a Clockwork, for example, has an easy time to set up hook shots if the vision is there by a Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, the scout out with the bounty hunter into clockwork hookshot.
10
We
seconds
see that
remaining.
a long time ago when Nyx Assassin was a much bigger pick. He would just be a scout, and sometimes it's really all you need. It's a Templar
Dire
Assassin
team
pick
pick.
for the TerrorBlade side. This is going into a Lishrak, which the lane is fine. You could always block. Generally, you could block
Banned.
Lightning Storm with the refraction charges since you do see it coming. Huge wind-up animation there, and VG don't really have great tools getting through that. So it's a pretty decent pick
Diabolic
right now
Edict.
for TerrorBlade.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that really threatens the TA at the moment is really Diabolic Edict.
10
Or, of course,
seconds
if
remaining.
everybody is like bashing on him, that's not so great. They need something that
5
burns through the
seconds
reflection charges
remaining.
pretty much fast. The Gyrocopter, Diabolic Edict, these are usually the targets that you want to set on a TA in those fights because, yeah, those abilities, they just remove reflection charges faster than you can say the word. As for Nyx Assassin, what you said, he's still an option to actually be picked by
Dire team
TerrorBlade
banned.
because it's a nice hero to pick against the Leshrac. He could find some nice setups. The only downside is, of course, if you're tracked, you can't really like Vendetta hide or like get out with a Vendetta, or like if you are tracked up, you
10
cannot set up the
seconds
Vendetta. You always have to wait, and that is, of course, the biggest downside. Still, Nyx is always a good pick against Leshrac because
Radiant
it scales
team
so well.
pick.
They're looking for an off lane right now, so I wasn't actually like suggesting it for TerrorBlade, but now that you mentioned it, it actually does seem like something that they can possibly go for. Although getting a little bit more meat on the front lines, which is why we see Bristleback being banned out, should be the priority for TerrorBlade. As far as offlane heroes that are generally tanky, well, you can't really top the Clockwork as far as contributions to the team, but there's always the Centaur, the Magnus. If you really want to
10
go deep, you could go
seconds
for a
remaining.
Tide Hunter or something like that, or even an Axe, but for TerrorBlade, they're
seconds
really lacking
remaining.
some initiation, and when you say like, oh, they need a tanky hero with some initiation
time.
on the off lane, there are so many options that they could actually go for. Also, they could also go for a offensive tri lane, and then have someone perhaps a little bit softer grab the safe lane solo.
Yep. But they take quite a time to decide this. I mean, they don't even have that much time left. It's only 15 seconds. But I
Blind
can't really
prediction,
think
who's
of,
it going to be?
I can't really think of many alternatives.
Blind
I
prediction. Say someone.
say Nyx.
5 seconds.
But it's Beastmaster.
Beastmaster.
Okay.
Yeah,
Dire
that's fine.
team
Like, again, he has the initiation, the Primal Roar. We don't always see teams, use the Primal Roar like clockwork, as I really think it should be all the time. Of course, that is a lot to ask for from any hero, really, using their ultimate perfectly like that. But, getting the Roar is going to give Templar Assassin and Gyrocopter a lot of time to just lay in their combination right now. And as far as the lanes are concerned, yeah, Beastmaster not really going to have a great one, but with the supporting Bounty Hunter, you could expect the lane Ember Spirit Dazzle, and that's not actually that dangerous. So this Beastmaster pick has fallen out of favor a little bit, although I do still think that he is one of the more powerful offlane heroes you can pick up, just not really comparable to the strength of Clockwork, so kind of have an unfair comparison there.
Yeah, definitely. So with this all pick, the Ember Spirit, of course, needs quite some farm to actually get online. His counterpart, the Gyrocopter, it's gonna be also like more farm reliable for the TA. We have to see how well she is doing in the mid, of course. If it's only against the Leshrac, you should have a decent time. I'm pretty confident there will be some rotations. And to be honest, I kind of like the draft of TerrorBlade. It's the first time I'm saying this for TerrorBlade because usually their draft is not really convincing to me. This time, I really think it can actually work out. It kind of depends really how big the Leshrac is gonna get, or if the Ember Spirit gets early kills and then suddenly like snowballs away and gets a lot more damage than he should ever have at the current time. The Bounty Hunter, of course, is gonna play a role with the track as soon as we have the track. That's like 10 minutes, 12, 15 minutes into the game. And of course the Beastmaster. I think he's gonna play the key role for TerrorBlade. If he's gonna have a horrible time, which that might actually happen in his offlane, then all this initiation is just falling apart. This fast blowing up people, it's not gonna work out for TerrorBlade.
Yeah, I think I agree with you, though. I think TerrorBlade's draft is really safe right now, and it's, I think, maybe even superior to that of VG.Potential. They, going back to the Beastmaster, have the Hawk, which is going to be great versus this Clockwork. First of all, you could just absorb the hook shot, which may or may not happen, but just seeing the Clockwork's angle of initiation is sometimes just good enough to prevent him from getting in there. And maybe you could spot out an Ember Spirit as well, or where his Remnant is, and then try to plan accordingly. So this Beastmaster has a ton of upside, assuming he doesn't get completely crushed in lane, but We'll see if they can actually pull it all together. TerrorBlade, they're going to be playing on the Radiant side this time. Ion is on the Gyrocopter with Sox on the Templar Assassin. Got Longby on the Lina, and Gum is going to be playing the supporting Rubik.
And on the other side, we have VG.P here. We have XLL playing the Leshrac. Behind him, James on the Dazzle. A bit further in the north, the one being on the safe lane is Lin. Scouting already, setting some wards up. We have the Bounty Hunter played here by Dogfight. And then eventually in the offlane, of course, Yang on the Clockwork, who's ready to creep lock, I guess.
And he is going to get a little bit of help from that Bounty Hunter, as you said, as far as the blocking of the camps are concerned. And this camp is always a pain in the ass to D-wards. And as a Lina versus a Bounty Hunter, I don't really know if you even want to use the Sentry Ward there. Sox is going to place his in the mid lane just to keep him kind of a Bounty Hunter proof. But yeah, I don't know if it's worth it to unblock your camp, or if you really want to save it for the enemy Bounty Hunter. Try to make an aggressive play up to TerrorBlade, of course. It's going to be a 1-1 Bounty Rune split. Templar Assassin, of course, rushing the bottle as fast as she possibly can. And lane swaps. Ember Spirit going to go towards the mid lane, looking for that favorable matchup, or at least a matchup where Leshrac is going to get a lot of free harassment onto the enemies. Lin, Ember Spirit versus the Templar Assassin. Ember Spirit does have a lot of tools to burn through refraction charges, but even just like trading hits after the fact, not that great for Ember Spirit, because Sox will eventually do a lot more damage, especially with Longby here to support. LSA is already there. Heal Bomb has kind of counterbalance, and it's just going to be a 2v2 lane in mid. It's been a while.
That's actually a nice rotation here. You already said that Ember Spirit has actually two abilities that are really easy for reflection charges. To Lina, well, she gotta be careful. I mean, she's trading quite some hits here. The creeps as well as the Dazzle, and the Dazzle doesn't fear a loss of HP that much. The Boar at the moment is giving Leshrac more and more of CS actually. So Beastmaster, he gotta start microing them down as well.
Oh, Courier. It's Lina. I mean, like, Lina's been demoted into a Courier, but just having that secondary hero in the mid lane going to guarantee there is no Courier snipe, and Dogfights, of course, was looking for it as the Bounty Hunter. So they do get the bottle out to the Templar Assassin, and mid lane will progress as expected. Up towards top, we're going to have an awkward 1v1 matchup. Awkward only because we rarely ever see a matchup like this, but Beastmaster is going to do just fine versus Leshrac. Yeah, lightning spam is dangerous, but hey, Beastmaster's been up against a lot worse. We have an initiation over in the mid lane, actually. Elsa is going to be thrown towards Dogfights. However, Longby taking a lot of damage already. Will get blown up by the Ember Spirit. Sox can do nothing to help out, as first blood is drawn by Lin. He had a great performance on the Storm, this time on the Ember. If only we had Earth Spirit, then we could have seen the trifecta.
No, it's just with the Bounty Hunter saying hello there into the mid, they could just shift the equilibrium, and there's just nobody can really do anything. But oh, there has been a nice telekinesis back on the Clockwork, but they just did it too early. Lina not coming in for the Light Strike Array. That is also like a failed gank for TerrorBlade right there.
They don't spend a ton of mana, so it's not going to cost them that much. They're not great on the mana department since it's up against Clockwork, and those cogs are really freaking annoying all the time. But Yang now up against 3 heroes. Of course, going to free up this mid lane matchup just a little bit. We have a level 3 Ember Spirit versus a level 3 Templar Assassin. Ember, the higher he gets in levels, he skyrockets in kill potential. And TA, well, she's still scared of getting her bottle sniped, so she's like kind of half bottle crowing. Yeah, the Ember Spirit's gonna have, I think, a pretty clean time in this lane. Doesn't really have to worry about a ton of heroes rotating in, because there are so many observer wards down on bottom. Just the smokes are going to be really the threats.
Yep, and he's not so far off with like being afraid of his bottle. Like the Bounty Hunter just had like a small intermezzo going into the bottom lane. Now he would be again behind the tower. The timing is a bit off. He's gonna waste some time, but it doesn't really matter. Like early on, the Bounty Hunter is anyway not going so much into lanes because he doesn't want to take the experience from the others, obviously, till they have their key abilities. Now the Couriers come in, and now it gets interesting.
Oh no, Dogfights. He's going to not get both of them. He might get one. Yes, he will definitely get one. Sox, though, he's on the chase with a Beastmaster here. There is no True Sight, and he's actually going to get Invis right before that meld hit lands. So not as bad as it could have been, not as good as it could have been for VG.Potential, but still, Courier dies with Templar Assassin's bottle. And now Lin can very easily trade hits, just like spam out the shield, spam out those chains, and just get Sox low enough to force her back to the base.
Yep, this, oh, bottom, there's an interesting go here on the Clockwork. Oh, this is the worst case scenario. You get the Gyrocopter in the Cogs. Gyrocopter, however, not going forward. It's not needed. The Gyrocopter Flak Cannon will just get that last hit.
Level 2 rocket barrage is when Gyrocopter really starts to pick up that damage, and Clockwork, although Cogs can definitely help him out in lane, that's his primary control mechanism of the lane. Not really great when you're lifted out of it, not really great when there's a Lina LSA straight afterwards, so Clockwork still not having the greatest of times down there. Beastmaster having, well, about an equal time actually. Clockwork does have a good amount of experience. The pole camp has finally been cleared out for the TerrorBlade side, but Clockwork already is a super high level. He's level 5. That's a lot higher than a Clockwork really should be up against 2, even 3 heroes.
Absolutely, like they just didn't do side pulls, anything like that. Now they started to de-ward, but I think it's really too late. He will get that level 6 eventually. There is a rotation of the Lina at top because they want to get that Dazzle, but Telekinesis, now he's finally in range. The ball slowing him, that should be easy kill. The question is, Leshrac, there's the revenge. Actually not getting the stun on the Beastmaster, but the Rubik is just as well a nice target to kill. So there is that as well. So it's a 1-1 trade, and it's an okay-ish one, I guess.
I think the real downside there for TerrorBlade is that they really teleported heroes up there to get that kill, and it wasn't even a clean win for them. Dazzle couldn't quite get his grave out in time. Maybe if he did, he would have survived long enough to get that experience, but hey, giving solo experience to Leshrac, not too terrible either, since he's pushing level 7 right now and has a lot of mana sustain with both the Soul Ring and his Arc Boots. Dogfight's gonna walk right over an Observer Ward, or Sentry Ward rather, gets dropped into a Rocket Barrage, and Yang can't do anything to help out, although he is coming in with level 3 Battery Assaults, although Aion, he doesn't actually have any mana, so he might as well die to this one. Grave onto Yang right now, and they will burn out the Gyrocopter, now going towards Gun with Battery Assault still ticking. Clockwork getting bottled up in between the hits, grabs level 6 after the Gyrocopter kill, and he will get the secondary kill as well. Beastmaster will teleport in, secure the retaliation kill on the Clockwork, can't quite get close enough to James, but ultimately it's a 2 kill on the bottom lane for VG.Potential, trading their Clockwork for it, grabbing level 6. It's a pretty big win unless they lose James, and it's a little bit worse. Heal bomb onto this Beastmaster, really perhaps might have overcommitted. Well, he's gonna get the kill, but Dogfights is gonna get the trade straight after. That's across the board a win for VG.Potential.
Yeah, pretty much. Just because the call dies here, and also like that dive of the Beastmaster. Yes, sure, you trade yourself for that Dazzle. It's all cool. It brings you like a huge step towards that level 6 where you finally have the Roar. But the Bounty Hunter grabbing that kill gives him so much experience. I just talked about that he usually is not sitting in the lane because he doesn't want to like take the experience away from his heroes. Now that changes, of course. He is interested in getting more and more levels. Solo kills like this, especially as a level 2 Bounty Hunter getting a level 5 Beastmaster at this point. And that's really tasty. Overall, this fight was very, very, I don't know, chaotic, I have to say. Plus, the Gyrocopter, if he had, for example, a stick, he would have done so much better. He would have killed that that Clockwork and potentially survived. But yeah, it was not a really priority item for him.
Towards top, they're going to just charge forward onto Leshrac. Pulse Nova level 1 is kind of a depressing skill, doesn't do a ton, but it will force the Beastmaster away. There's 3 heroes up in this top lane with enough burst damage to instantly give this Leshrac, but Leshrac is actually staying pretty well hidden as far as range is concerned. He's sitting on an Observer Ward, granted, but as long as he doesn't get hit with the pull, then he should be just fine. Even Bounty Hunter rotating in as well. So far not spotted, although might blow the smoke. Do you smoke here if you're Gum? It seems like they kind of want to. Although they really shouldn't, because here comes Lin, triple jumping forward, Gum's gonna get annihilated, and Long Beast straight after. I think I saw that in game 1. I'm pretty sure that already happened.
Yes, it was just a different spirit. Like, the same thing happened with the Storm Spirit. Both of them standing next to each other, Bounty Hunter scouting it out, and Lin is just saying like, okay, hold still for just a second, say cheese, and I'm coming by.
Yeah, the Ember Spirit shows no mercy. This guy and his spirits clearly doing some pretty good work, although yeah, even if they weren't like super close together, I don't really know if they would have escaped that, since Ember Spirit does have the phase boots, does have Searing Chains, so he could give chase pretty darn easily. 3-0-0 on Lin right now, second place in the last hit, but first place in the net worth, and now looking for another one, going for Socks. There's Meld, but she's burning, and then stunned, and then Cogs, that'll move her, that disjoints the Meld, or cancels the Meld rather, that'll kill her off. Dogfight's taking a little bit of damage perhaps, but not quite enough. Lin grabs that kill. It's a dominating spree for him as VG.Potential do rotate a whole bunch of heroes over in mid lane. Kind of weird considering they have really no good pushing heroes, but they still can get some free damage onto this tower.
Absolutely. I mean, getting the Bounty Hunter there as a revenge kill would have been nice, but still not worth the whole thing, simply because TB, they needed their TA, but that also didn't work. The Clockwork, well, used the hookshot for it. That was kind of needed, especially the push out afterwards was definitely nice. Ember Spirit, does he have a remnant down here?
I don't see one. Oh, no, he does. It's deep in the jungle. So he's going to circle around and even maybe set up for the gyrocopter. Gyrocopter's primary defense mechanism is the rocket barrage and the call down. Then the shield eats all of it. Double damage rune on Lin. This is actually going to be a close fight. Shield goes up, eats the entirety of rocket barrage, but the shield is still holding right now, and Lin with the double damage rune is just trucking. Okay, it's not as close as I really thought because double damage is kind of cheating. Gets lifted up, though, into an LSA. Lin has no more shield right now, but there's no more nuking power on the TB side. Searing Chains into long B. Bounty Hunter coming in, plus the Clockwork hookshot. Going to kill off the Lina. And is he going to dive for one more? That perhaps is a little bit too much, especially scouting the TP coming into the Beastmaster. But still, it's Lin to grab yet another double kill. 6-0-0. This Ember Spirit is going to snowball out of control, especially if they get yet another kill on Gum. He's sticking around with TerrorBlade. Roar onto Yang right now, but that's a bad idea because the Ember Spirit hasn't left yet. Yeah, they might kill the Clockwork. They'll lose the Rubik and the Beastmaster in trade, though. It's another double kill for Lin. Third double kill of the game, and we're not even at 10 minutes yet. This Battle Fury, if he does get it, is going to be coming up mighty quick.
Absolutely, and not just the items are coming quick, so overall the good thing is also the Bounty Hunter. He was in range, in experience range for the first 2 kills. He was now directly involved with the others, which means we're at the 10-minute mark where he's pretty much a creep or 2 creeps away, or anything else away from that track, which means, I mean, in the draft I said like, yeah, potentially 15 minutes if everything goes well. Of course, if you find that many kills, at 10 minutes you already have a level 6 Bounty Hunter, and that is really, really bad when on top of like such a train wreck, there's track coming. That makes it even worse for VG Gaming. They're already leading by 6k net worth overall, and track would make that all worse, of course.
And remember, VG.Potential also have a Leshrac in this game. Like, it's very easy to forget that fact, but he's been pushing up the top lane. Even without the Leshrac, it seems like XLL just like in these games has just not been needed because his goal is to farm up, and you know, I guess he's doing a good job at it, but yeah, to what end, I ask you? To what end? Ember Spirit is just going to keep on trucking. He's going to teleport down to the bottom lane. Now that track is up, Aoyuan, he's feeling pretty safe. He's right next to his tier 1 tower thinking, oh yeah, probably some supports can come and help me out. But the unfortunate thing is that Lin is a haste rune, and he's coming in hot. Dogfight's going to force out the Rocket Barrage. Call down is there, as is the TA plus Gum, but they're going to hookshot straight onto Aoyuan. Try to take down this Gyrocopter. Ember Spirit actually jumps out first, jumps right back in though, onto Gum, onto Socks. They have to disengage though. Heal is there, which is going to let Lin reinitiate, get stunned up by the Roar, Stitting, taking a lot of damage, but there's the Grave. Dragon Slayer from the back line. Lin trying to make his escape. He's slowed down by the board. No one's actually attacking him, though. Someone get on him. No, he's going to get away. Socks is actually trying to kill off everyone else. They do take out Long B. Now into Socks they go. 4 heroes already dropped. It's going to be a full 5-man wipe. Lin somehow lives with a double kill from XLL. A 5-man wipe. 11 minutes in the game. 5-0 at that. I don't know how many track kills were involved there.
4.
Okay, 4? My god. Okay,
yes.
Well, this is a disgusting lead now for VG.
I mean, that is... Yeah, you said it. It's disgusting how much gold the whole thing was really worth it. The Bounty Hunter, what does he get? He finished just as Dagon. Yeah, with those 4 kills, easy Dagon, because that is for him obviously a free 800 gold just from track, plus all the deboning he gets. It's just amazing. He just dinged level 6 now. He's level 8 after this fight. A huge jump for VG Gaming, and yeah, TerrorBlade at the moment, they just don't get a turnaround. Even with fully committing to this fight, they don't even manage to get a cooldown or a support or anything. Like the Bounty Hunter is cleaning up whatever is trying to run under the tier 2 tower. It's... I don't know, at the moment it really feels like VG Gaming is herding cattle, you know? Like they're surrounding the herd and just playing with them like animals, caging them in. Oh god.
Even going to slaughter them occasionally, because sometimes you gotta go ahead and eat some steak. Hawk in the air, gonna get sniped out by Yang. Roar does go out, not a ton of follow-up just yet. He has time to put up the cogs, gets 4-staffed out, or hookshots out rather. Now Shuriken bounces through, gonna kill up the Lina immediately. That's 1 track kill already. Secondary kill is there. Now here comes Lin, grabs a godlike spree, and they're gonna take down Gum with the Pulse Nova as XL is gonna grab that one. Now onto Socks they go, chain her down to the floor, slight a fist into the face, and XLL grabs the triple kill afterwards. Hey, at least this time TerrorBlade get 1 kill, right? They don't get the kill onto Yang, however, they'll lose the tier 1 tower. Battle Fury is just a stone's throw away for Lin. There's a Bloodstone being built up, and by built up I mean filled up by the Leshrac. And the net worth, it's a lot of red on top. Dazzle's the only one who's falling behind.
If TerrorBlade had 4 kills less, we were actually at the dream score. And also a score that would actually fit this game pretty much.
4 kills though isn't really close.
Yeah, well, I guess.
Time.
7-2-2 works as well. Either way, I don't even know what to say because like everything is just climbing so fast for VG Gaming. It's like them building skyscrapers with the net worth graph at the moment. 15k, 14 minutes in. Well, at least they found a bounty hunter. He already died once in that fight. Like he was the only victim. Now he is dying as well. Even though that's the funny part, he almost takes the Lina with him.
Up against 3 heroes, you should not be able to fight your way out of that as a bounty hunter. I
Oh,
mean, he
the
wasn't gonna
clockwork.
survive.
The rocket actually got the Lina. The vision, I mean, she was tracked up, so eventually they still get the track.
Oh, the mid hook shot in onto Sox. He's trapped with no creeps there. He'll get dropped to something. Yeah, it's going to be Pulse Nova to grab that kill. And is there anything else? Oh, you bet there is, because Lin is here. Unfortunately, Searing Chain's landing on golems. Nobody likes those golems still, but Gum, he has Invis right now. Well, he's not using it. Okay, he's going to grab Ember Spirits and then jump into the high ground. Could have been Invis while that was happening and would have been out of range, but is going to survive nonetheless. Losing the bounty hunter in exchange for 2, still a good trade for VG.Potential since that was a track kill on that Lina, as you said.
Yeah, and it's the core that's going down, and yeah, that kill on the Lina, nice with the rocket flare. There was no chance for her to actually go anywhere. Like the clockwork was so fast, like the radius is just too big to actually make like a sidestep or something. It's just when he's guessing, yes, maybe you get lucky, but this way, no way. But Rubik. Chains, but the Leshrac doesn't really feel like going in there. He's hesitating. However, look at the clockwork. Oh.
Pulled down, roared, everything in the book, but he gets his cogs up, so killing him is going to be really tough, especially when XL is right in the front lines. Grave onto Yang to keep him alive for a little while longer, gets sticked, gets healed, Sock's gonna die first, and they keep the clockwork alive. Now tracks onto everyone. It's a double kill for XL, gonna go for Long B, Shuriken, and the Pulse Nova gonna grab him a triple kill with, I think, all of those being track kills. Yeah, they keep the clockwork alive. This Dazzle, man, kind of like the unsung hero of VG.Potential, but yeah, I'm gonna sing a little bit of praise for him. His Graves have been on point this game, and the heals as well. Like, they've been keeping Lin alive, they've been keeping now Yang alive, and really no one else has been in trouble. So yeah, James doing his job to a T.
Yep. At this point, I mean, I don't want to be a negative caster, you know, and I don't want to call games before they're over, but Jesus Christ, this game is so over. Like,
20k.
No happy end at the end of this movie, that's for sure. There's just one great victim, and that's called TerrorBlade. It's just...
But wait, what if Ioan gets a divine... Okay, no.
No.
Yeah.
Even 2 divine rapiers will not do the trick here. Well, at the moment, the chances of TerrorBlade winning this is just as high as TerrorBlade being played in this meta.
Oh, wrecked. The shots have been fired. TerrorBlade is not a good hero, and apparently the team are not really going to perform that much better. Guys, I think TerrorBlade are going to have to fix their teeth because they just took a huge bite of the curb. And VG.Potential are going to claim the win really, really easily. I think this is actually... Yeah, this is VG.Potential's last game of the group stage, so ending with a 4 wins, 3 draws score. Only dropping 3 games. VG.Potential, not bad at all. And TerrorBlade, they have one more game after this. This is going to be the last game, actually, of the group stage. Newbie Miracle. That's TerrorBlade's best shot at actually claiming a win.
Yeah, because Newbie Miracle is also a team that has like a very struggling performance as such. I would say if there's any team out there that could be beaten by TerrorBlade, then it's Newbie Miracle. That's the funny part. That's why the next match is actually way more interesting than this one. VG Gaming Potential is just too strong for TerrorBlade. The next one, however, might actually be close, also for the batters.
Alright, guys. So VG.Potential. I mean, I don't even know what to say about this game. Ember Spirit, Lin on Spirits. Yeah, it's something you have to deal with. XLL, he got a whole bunch of farm and was Leshrac. Bounty Hunter got a fast level 6, and VG.Potential, I still maintain that they had the better draft, or at least they had a very solid draft. But when all your lanes are just not CSing as well, when you're not getting enough kills, when you're constantly being picked off in 2-man batches, there's not much that you could do about that. So yeah, it's gonna be VG.Potential to win the game. And guys, this is not going to be end yet. I don't know if we're going to start early, but the next game, TerrorBlade versus Newbie Miracle, should be starting in about 25 minutes. So I will keep you updated then. Until then, guys, we will well, just back off right now. Thanks for watching. If you did enjoy the cast, well, I'm Mikelorus. You follow me at Mikelorus. You follow my co-caster at Heflamoke. It's all on the screen, all over the place, actually. And, of course, follow HeflaTV on Twitter and Facebook as well. But for right now, guys, we're just going to take a hopefully pretty fast break, and we'll move on to the last game of the group stage. Thanks for watching, guys. GG.